Hello guys and welcome in a new video. In this video, I will be talking about the reading rubric, so stay tuned. So now when it comes to the reading rubric, we have a number of criteria. So first of all, we have the pronunciation. So when it comes to the pronunciation, it is the way you are saying the words. So if you have no mistakes at all, you take 2 points. If you have a few mistakes, you take 1.5. If you have some mistakes, you get 1 point. But if you have a lot of mistakes, you take half a point. The next criteria, we have the pauses, the unnecessary pauses. If you don't have any unnecessary pauses, you take 1.5 points. If you have a few unnecessary pauses, you take 1 point. If you have some unnecessary pauses, you take half a point. But if you have a lot of pauses and it makes it difficult for anyone to understand what you're saying, you take a quarter of a mark or a quarter of a point. The next idea, we have the intonation, and we said in a previous video what the intonation is. So the intonation is when you speak up or speak down in the end of the sentence. For example, when you say, is he cooking? Like you go up in the end. This is a raising intonation. But when you say, what's he cooking? You go down in the end. This is what we call a falling intonation. So if you are using intonation very good or very well, you get 1.5. If you are using it good, but you still have some mistakes, you get 1 point. If you are using it wrongly and poorly, you take half a point. Now, the next idea, we have the idea of the speed. And reading actually is not about going so fast. Each level has speed. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the speed of the level. So normal speed, not super fast. So if you have excellent speed, you take 1 point. You have good speed, you take 1.5. You have weak speed, like you are reading very slow, you take a quarter of a point. Now, the next thing we have stress, and stress, as I said in an earlier video, it means shadda. Yes. So even in English, we have shadda as well. We call it stress. We have stress for the word and we have stress for the sentences. Now, if you are saying the stress correctly, you take 1.5 points. If you have good use of the stress, you get 1 point. But if you are very weak at this, you take half a point. Now, the next idea is the linking sounds. So it is basically the linking sound is when you link a vowel with a consonant or a consonant with a vowel. You are linking them together. So this is the idea of the linking sounds. So if you are linking sounds perfectly, you use you take 1.5 points. If your linking sounds are good, you take 1 point. But if your linking sounds are weak, you take half a point. Now, when it comes to the next idea, which is the proper expressions. The proper expressions is when you put your feelings in the reading. Like, for example, there is a question mark in it, you say it as a question. For example, there is a tone of sadness, you become sad while you read. So you basically interact with the reading. You put your feelings in the reading. You are acting the reading part. So this is the proper expressions. So if your expressions are excellent, you are interacting very well with the text, you take 1 point. If your interaction with the text is average, you take half a point. But if your interaction with the text is weak, you take a quarter of a point. So that was the rubric for the reading. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I will see you in another one.